Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to another TA Tuesdays. Hope you've all been keeping well since our last episode. Today, you're in for a real treat. I'm bringing in Jonathan Kehoe, who's our Associate Director and Engineering Lead for Service Support and Delivery Services here in the business. We're going to talk about jobs, culture. We're going to have a little bit of talk about the evolution of the business from Fleetmatics days to today, and culture and life in general here at Verizon Connect. So, Jonathan, you are live.
Keith, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well. A little bit bunged up with hay fever, so apologies if I'm a little bit sniffly. Listen, first and foremostly, thanks a million for joining us. I know you've got a chaotic timetable, and the children are not well at the minute and stuff like that. So before we move on, how are things at home? Is everybody okay?
Good. Yeah. Just the run of the mill, standard stuff with young kids and all that stuff, and getting ready for school as well. So perfect timing.
Yeah, absolutely. So when is she starting back? You've only got one starting back school now, have you?
Yeah, we have a 5.5-year-old back to school. It's her second year of school now. Starting this week, so fun times begin again now.
I've got it all ahead of me. I'm cringing. I'm shaking with a bit of nerves and anticipation as well. But look, I'm sitting back watching all yous experience parents and daddies and mammies, and I'm taking a lot of notes.
No issue to you.
Any advice you can give me?
Just do your own thing.
Damn. Listen, Johnny, we look. I won't keep you long. I'm conscious of time. So I wanted to bring you on here, and I think I explained it to you. This is all about pulling back the curtain on TA, and letting everybody have a little look inside, warts and all, and engage in conversations, and for us to get our message out there to the world, and say how phenomenal we are and how amazing an organization we are, and showcase our super leaders like yourself to the world. And ultimately, then people that are going to be watching this are going to be working for the likes of yourself and your Jerry Ordanovas and your Gigi Mons and stuff like that. So I wanted to kick it off. The simple fact is that look, Fleetmatics, 2004, the business was founded, right? You came in not too long after. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, 2006 you would have joined.
I think even earlier.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So my point by that is, you've seen this business change. You've seen it coming from where it was, which was a phenomenal business, right? I remember back in the days recruiting as an external recruiter, banging on the door and trying to get meetings with Peter Mitchell and stuff like that. But eventually I got working with them. But it was an incredible business, and where it's come from and where we are today is just an unbelievable story. I say you've seen an awful lot of change along the way.
Yeah, like it's an exceptional story. It's hard to, you could write a book on it, right? Like it's one of those unique stories where right place, right time, at least for me in my career, and just for, the opportunity to work in a brand new space inside of tech, right? So new technology, new kind of offering to customers, especially in that telematics industry. So seeing a lot of pioneering stuff going on, but with that, seeing growth, right? Seeing exponential growth and skill set being kind of forged from brand new. And some of it was in a brand new space, right? So you're kind of forging out a brand new path. So to see that and see the evolution of that is exceptional, right? And it's a fantastic journey to be in and have a story and a part to play in that story, right? There's so many great people that have come and gone, or some that are still here that have all contributed to that, and they all left their own different imprint, right? And it's evolved many versions over. But it continues to grow from strength to strength, and really, really good space where it's going to just continue to really, really grow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we could have and I probably will end up doing a total different series on the story of Verizon Connect, because it is a phenomenal one. And especially when I'm talking to like yourself, the stories that are being unearthed, and some very funny stories as well are being unearthed as well. But just the way the business has evolved from day one, with Peter and John still at the wheel, driving the business with leaders like yourself behind, just plugging the business forward and forward. Look, 2010 then was one of the acquisitions of I think Sage Quest. Verizon then acquired the business 2016, and then 2018 was the ultimate rebranding of Teloges, ourselves, and Verizon Telematics, right? So that's when it all kicked off, the Verizon Connect piece as well. So the birth of the air business came around. But along the way, like you've alluded there, like changes and people have come in and had, made a massive impression on this business. They've left for whatever reasons, but may I add, the amount of people that we actually have coming back to the business is phenomenal. It's testimonial to the likes of yourself and other leaders, right? But I mean, what's been for you, if you were to sit back now and say, 2004, here we are now, 2023, what a journey it's been. It obviously gives you a sense of pride and achievement and stuff like that. But what would be some of the biggest achievements and changes you've actually seen within the business? Without putting you on the spot, right? But
yeah. There's a long list, and when you put those two comparison years together, it sounds like a long time. But look, yeah, there's so much, right? Like there's some massive milestone ones, right? There was ones where we, released, big features brand new to our customers, like the likes of integrating Google Maps. That was cutting edge at the time, right? Many years ago now, but at the time, nobody was offering that kind of integration. And I believe we were one of Google's largest customers at the time doing that, right? And but then you've got things like we IPO'd, right, which was very unique and at a very unique time in Ireland as well when we did that. And the kind of growth that brings, but also the focus to really kind of build world-class products and continue that. But then the big thing was our scale, right? We've grown as, a business that started in Ireland, UK, then broke into the US, and then started to just grow our customer base and moved into other, regions, Asia Pac and more continental Europe as well. And, with that brings obviously a great customer base, and it brings a lot of opportunity, but also brings a lot of its own pressures to make sure we can, provide world-class products, right, that meet the expectations of our customers. And that's where we would have had to do a lot of growth and a lot of work. And we really, moved ourselves from that kind of startup mentality, being able to offer a great solution, but also scale and offer it at a global presence, right? And to build some of the infrastructure that we did from a technology perspective, right? So bringing in new skill sets that we hadn't had before. Remember, in the early days, everybody was doing 2 or 3 jobs. Now we have specialist units because we need to have specialists. We need to have people who are experts in the things that we need to do and offer. And being able to build that and see that grow, right? Automation, CI/CD pipelines, multiple different stacks of technologies, mobile, APIs, you name it, right? Even down to the mechanisms that my team use as an operational engineering team, and how we were able to set ourselves up for success with being able to invest in the right tooling and the right people and infrastructure. That was massive. And that really made it a game-changing scenario for us, that we were able to operate at a much higher scale, right? So, that's massive. Obviously, the integration with and the acquisition through Verizon was massive as well, because it opened up a massive amount of opportunities. We got to now work with our competitors and get the best of both, both an enterprise-based functionality, but also our SMB side of things. So we're able to join forces and really get great skill sets from different sides of businesses that were both operating really well in their own space, and other businesses in there as well. So like there's many to shed out from, but I think our ability to scale and grow as an engineering group has been really great to see. It was a big investment. We brought some really great leaders and people in to make sure it was successful. And when you really double down on that stuff and you see it work, it's great to really stand behind and kind of take a look, every once in a while and say, wow, we came from there and now we're here. They're the big things that stick out for me.
Absolutely. No, I like to say we hire unicorns, purple unicorns, because not only we look, let's be honest, we have a very high standard because we've brought some amazing people into this business as well. I'm just picking up on what you're saying there about the evolution of our tech stack and our infrastructure as well. Obviously, that's enabled us to release faster, better products and top quality products out to our customers. From day one to where we are today, is it night and day? Do you know what I mean? Can you sit back and go,
yeah,
oh, it is night and day?
Yeah, no, absolutely, it is. I mean, you the early days of a startup and trying to cement yourself in the industry and what you do, that's a whole different ball game versus being able to now compete. Like it's a mature enough market now with we've got lots of good competitors out there, and we've got people that and customers that their expectations now are getting bigger and bigger every year, what we can offer, and being able to meet those expectations. We have world-class engineering, product and user experience teams that are really focusing on this market and making sure that we still continue to be number one in this space. And there's one thing trying to establish yourself, and then really making sure you're cutting edge and staying cutting edge. And there's a massive investment in that. You can really see some of the offerings like of our video products and our asset trackers and multiple different offerings to have that you can really see the benefit they're bringing to customers. Being able to stay competitive in that space is really important, and we're really doing that.
It's phenomenal. And just when you think we've hit a ceiling from an innovation point of view, then we go a step further again, whether it's coming through our hackathons or people feeding into the product roadmap and stuff like that as well. We were at the Dublin Tech Summit not too long ago, and we some of the product, you were with us. And I have to say, now I've seen our products in action and this, that, and the other, and but seeing it being demonstrated to people that knew nothing about it, and then walking away then with their going, wow, the impact we're having on the environment, how we're helping our customers, do all that lovely type of stuff as well. Not only managing their fleets and protecting their business and running their business, but the impact which they're having on the environment. And I actually spoke to two people at the event, and they were like, how is this? How are you doing this? And blah, blah, blah. And Alex Laurie gave the keynote speech, and I said, look, go listen to what Alex has to say. And I made a beeline for them after it, and they walked out going,
right.
They had an moment, right, when they seen figures and what we're doing, and they were like, this is unbelievable. But look, Johnny, this is a subject that we could talk for 4 hours. And I could see a sense of pride beaming across your face there when you're talking about it, because you've been instrumental, and you've played a big part of getting the business to where it is today. And that rounds nicely into your area of the business. You're hiring. Let's get that out there. We're going to be looking for, is it right to say, a senior technical project manager, Jonathan?
Yeah, that's right.
So a little bit about your area of the business. Look, it's a long-winded title, right? Associate Director of Engineering Lead and Service Support and Delivery. Firstly, just give us a little overview for anybody out there. This is a snapshot of your area of the business and what it is, the day-to-day responsibilities of your area of the business.
Yeah, sure. So the Service Support and Service Delivery Group, we're responsible for, we're an operations team. So we're an engineering operations team, and we provide a service, into our engineering groups mainly around stability and defect management. We're also the voice of the customer on behalf of our customer support teams, right, that deal with our customers on the calls, emails, front facing. We will, we have multiple layers of customer support teams that support our customers. If they run into detailed technical issues, bugs, that all comes up through my group. And we are globally located right across the globe to support all our customer base and different divisions and teams. And basically what we do is we ingest that. We have a great set of engineering expertise within the team, and they basically will triage, they will try to fix those issues, and obviously try to get a quick turnaround back for the customers on their needs. If we can't fix those within our skill set, then we'll go to the specialized teams that actually build the products and work with them hand in hand to make sure we get under the hood of what's happening. We build up the proper business case of what needs to be addressed and how we fix it and make sure we get that out and correct those issues or, performance problems or whatever it might be. It gets highlighted. The other side of it is around our stability management, right? So making sure that we're providing very consistent and world-class service model, right? And service delivery to the experience that the customer has, right? So if you're a customer on on our products, you want to make sure you have a really seamless experience, no slowness, you're able to do what you need to do to manage your business, and make sure all the functionality that we offer is working, as it needs to. So we're responsible for making sure, our uptime, and making sure that we coordinate any major issues or incidents that happen with our products, and make sure we get them up as quickly and performing as fast as they can, right? So again, that's in complete partnership with the rest of the engineering teams, depending on which team are in scope. And then other than that, we're looking at ways to drive more efficiencies within the business, right? Look at things that potentially cause repeat issues for our customers, or things that, can potentially be incorporated into the user experience, and work with our product, our UX teams, our customer support teams, to see how we could get those features or missing gaps and get them into our roadmaps and build that now future functionality into the product, so people can self-serve, or we could just make work a little lighter for the business as well. So we're constantly looking at the data and trends around that, around customers' information, issues that get raised with us, or it could be performance data as well, or a variety of different things that we get exposed to. And because the type and nature of the work we do, we have to work with every single engineering team, right? So it's quite a wide set of exposure that we have. So there's no stone left unturned in terms of what our team needs to look at. So it's quite a dynamic team. We have subject matter experts embedded in all of the engineering teams. So we are part of the overall engineering cross-functional team. So if you're a member associated to, say, our video product, you sit with that video team, you're integrated into that team, and you're representing the service support team in there, and effectively our customer as well. So we're at the coalface with the engineering team, tackling these issues, but also partnering on new functionality and making sure that we're putting in the right mechanisms in place to support those once they go live. So yeah, look, they're the main things as part of the group. And as I said, we're a global group. We're constantly working across multiple different business lines, partnering on initiatives, or the launching of new features, or just overall improvements to making sure that keeping the lights on, run the business as it needs to be, and we make sure everybody's attention is focused on the big ticket items and the big things we want to deliver for our customers.
A lot of pressure, Jonathan.
That's part of it. I'm well used to it now, many years on this side of the business.
Well, you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds, right? So tentacles down into every part of the business, cross-functional teams, touch points all across our products and stuff like that as well. Yep. So it's a critical role. So just coming in onto that, I know we're working on the job specifications. So anybody watching this in a minute, we will have it quite soon. But in terms of what you're looking for, Jonathan, you're looking for senior technical project manager to come in and coordinate the various projects within the engineering side. But what's your wish list? What are you looking for? I mean, look, job specifications can be complex. They can be as long as the length of your arm. But if you were to summarize it, what's the ideal candidate? What's the ideal hire for us here for this particular role?
Yeah, so obviously it's a senior role. We're looking for somebody with very good experience, especially in the SaaS-based environments. We are an operationally focused team, but obviously we have a heavy presence on the engineering lifecycle, right? And with that, we piggyback off the methodologies we use, right? So we're a lean engineering group, so we use lean practices. We use Kanban, for making sure that we're looking at our objectives and our goals, and we're tracking to them, and they're all measurable. So experience that is obviously well kind of suited to the role. But obviously the ability to work across multiple streams, multiple different kind of disciplines and geographies, right? So as I said, there is that global presence. It's and it's the coordination as well of programs for the service support group, right? So there are multiple teams within my organization, and we have different streams of work happening across those teams. Sometimes we have multiple teams working on the same thing, so we have to make sure that everybody's coordinated and aligned to those initiatives, and that we're tracking, our cycle time to that, and making sure we're hitting deliverables. So coordinating across those multiple teams and product lines is going to be a big thing for us, right? So again, anything around, the ability to really manage multiple stakeholders, drive to strong deadlines. We're a business that we're trying to constantly make sure we're pushing forward and getting the next thing out there. They're the main things that we're looking for in the role.
Okay. And in terms of, you mentioned cross-functional teams and stuff like that as well, but I mean, can you give an idea of, in terms of numbers of projects which this person will be managing? It varies. That's probably a silly question, Jonathan, but I do when I am well, yeah. No, it's just when I am out talking to I'm just in the process of making a couple of hires in that space at the minute, and we're always talking around number of projects, the life cycle. So project managers taking. So just trying to formulate a bit of a picture.
Yeah. So look, we've got, I mean, if you break down our squads, we've got probably 20 to 30 squads working on initiatives. Now, they're not all building things that are going to market. So it's usually we focus on the issues and the features going to market, right, in the upcoming months that we get ready for. So to make sure that we're building a really strong support mechanism and warranty for the products we put out. So, at any one point, there could be, 10, 15 projects in the pipeline ready to be launched in the coming quarter. So you have those, and they're ones across the business. And then internally within the team, there's constantly 3 to 4 major initiatives running across the teams at any one time that we're tracking and make sure we're on top of. And that's not to account for, we need to track, on behalf of the entire engineering organization, we need to track all our performance stats, which are quite wide and quite detailed, all the way down to how quick we respond to issues, all the way down to the amount of proactive and performance changes we can help contribute. There's a long list there, and so we have to stay on top of all those as well, and we do that through our Hoshin management. So there's quite a lot of things moving in here. Now it doesn't all fall on one person's head. There are other people within the team that you partner with to make sure we get these projects over the line, but there's usually a lot of work flowing through.
Okay, not to let that frighten anybody off.
No, not at all. Plenty of support.
No, absolutely. So in terms of you mentioned lean and Kanban, so we're looking for somebody that has experience with a lean environment, agile methodologies. Are you looking for any experience in, obviously we're in AWS environment, are you looking for any experience in that space? Or
well, look, given that we're a cloud-based infrastructure, in AWS, that obviously plays a very strong part, because a lot of the things we do is working with our teams. We're constantly looking to see how we evolve our skill set within our group. And a lot of that will be focused around the AWS environments, right? So, and how do we manage those? Because we're responsible for understanding what happens in those environments. So we're constantly looking at projects to try to address how do we improve things in there? How do we work with our engineering, our architecture teams on that space? So yes, understanding that space would be, a welcome plus. But at the same time, these are things that, we are open to people being, having the aptitude to learn that as well, right? We're very open to that.
Absolutely.
It's about the aptitude to be able to, shape the role to the needs as well, right? So nice to have. I wouldn't say it's essential.
Okay. So like I said, we'll come out to market with the job specification shortly, but if you were to give me, are you looking for a mix between infrastructure, SDLC type projects with operational focus, good techie business acumen about themselves, ideally coming from SaaS?
Yeah, exactly right. As I said, we're an operations-based team. It's got a side of infrastructure to it. It's got obviously the software development lifecycle and all the engineering parts that go to it. It also has a heavy overlap with our user experience teams and our product teams. We need to look at the life cycle and the journey of what our customers go through and their experience versus like what is happening in the industry, and working with our product teams to make sure that we're partnering with them to get the right things in focus. So there's a lot of overlap there. So I'd say it's kind of a hybrid of in between an ops infrastructure and also a software side. Hardware as well. We are a group that offers a hardware part of our products, right? So whether it's the video or our tracking units, so we have teams dedicated to that. So it's quite wide. It's not just in the software. We're also looking at the hardware side of things. So there's a lot of different, areas to cover off.
Yeah, cool. I'm looking forward to seeing this spec. But like I always say to everybody on these calls, don't let the job specification put you off. If you have any technical project managers watching this now, or program managers watching this, if you have 90%, 95% of what we're looking for, still come talk to me. And I'm leading the hiring for this role. So reach out to me by LinkedIn, or you'll see the post going out shortly across my LinkedIn as well. So reach out to me and let's have a conversation. Jonathan, I could talk to you for absolutely yonks about this, but I'm just quite conscious that time is ticking on, and people are, I'm sure, are lighting your Slack up, going, "Where are you? Where are you? What are you doing?" If you were to leave any, any nuggets of wisdom for anybody watching this, right? So, a technical project manager working in a SaaS company out there in the big bad world, why should they come work for Verizon Connect?
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing that I'll always go back to is culture, right? Our culture it has evolved, and it's definitely taken shape on numerous different times. But there's a really strong backbone of driving autonomy within our teams, right? So we're really about promoting autonomy within our groups, within our individuals, allowing them the freedom of expression to find whatever path they need to, using their skill sets to get to our end goals, right? But obviously with the sense of responsibility that comes with it, and the ownership that is aligned to that as well. But there's such a strong passion to build world-class products here, and look for the next big thing that we can offer, and make sure that we're staying cutting edge and using the top tech and the top processes and methodologies, right? We're constantly looking to evolve that. And it's probably the biggest reason I'm here in the company for so long, is that we're constantly changing the dynamic, right? We want to look, we don't want to sit still. We don't want to get complacent, and we want to make sure that we are looking at the next best thing. We are making sure that even if we have rolled out, the latest and greatest, and it's working, is that we make sure that still, remains fine-tuned, and it still serves our needs 2 years, 3 years after being implemented, right? So there's always constant change in there, right? So, and look, to be honest, and it might sound biased, but like some of the people I've worked with here I just can't see them not, being world-class. The ideas, the concepts, the products we've built, and there's such an openness to pick their brains. Nobody ever says no. If you want to get somebody's time, like, people are more than willing to do that. And that's kind of the culture that we drive here. So the exposure that you get and the experience that you'll get is first class, right? So that's really, really important. And it's as I said, it's one of the things that keeps me coming back every day and energized, is to see all that. And change is good, right, as well. So yeah, look, if that's anything that would stick out, it's that.
Absolutely fantastic. No, look, I'm really looking forward to making this hire and bringing people to the table to have a conversation with you. So like I said, look, I'll wrap up. I'll let you get back off and grab a bite of lunch before you run off to your next meeting, Jonathan. But look, I really do appreciate it for you joining me today.
No problem. Thanks, Keith.
I shall catch you in the office later on during the week.
Yeah, my pleasure. Great to be on. Thanks very much for getting on.
Catch you later on. Thanks a million.
Yeah, Keith.
Bye. Now, there you have it. Jonathan Kehoe, he's an absolute legend of legends. I could have talked to him. I say this all the time, but I could have talked to him for absolutely hours and hours and hours. But look, any technical project managers watching this, where the infrastructure side, software development, the operational side, come talk to us. I will have the job specification quite soon. So be watching my LinkedIn for that, and we'll have it over the next couple of days. And like I said, if you're not meeting all the criteria, still come have a conversation with me, because there will be other opportunities within the business as well that we could potentially talk to you about. So look, from me to you, thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you now in another couple of weeks. Take care.
This is our Verizon credo. It's inspired our culture for almost 20 years. Think of it as a note to self, our declaration of values, a guide for our day-to-day.
Everything we do, we build on a strong network,
systems, and process foundation.
We know our products
and can explain them to customers.
We make it easy for customers to do business with us.
By listening,
anticipating,
and responding.
Integrity is at the core
of who we are.
We know teamwork enables us to serve our customers better and faster.
We run to a crisis, not away.
We deliver superior customer experiences through our products and our actions.
This is our credo.
It keeps us grounded,
aligned,
doing the right things.
It's about who we are,
how we work, and most of all, who we work for.
We focus outward.
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 We focus outward
on the customer.